all right. Here we go. What's hap? So, as you know me, always working on something, changing up something, playing with something. And so tonight, camera to work. There we go. Get you to follow me around a little bit. Let me slide over here. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. There we go. Welcome, folks. Pastor G here. Welcome to our faith and fitness workout. Tonight we busting out the back. Gonna talk about doing the back workout, talk about wants and desires and following the kingdom, seeking the kingdom, as Matthew 6:33 says. So, as you see on my stuff there, so I've got a little different setup tonight for me to be looking at, and that's what I've been running around here trying to set up. Plus, we got YouTube streaming tonight too. So had to get some things played around with. How about that? So I get my get my earbuds in. How about that? So I can get ready to jam out to some of my own music. Let y'all listen to what's on the stream there. Sorry, I ain't get no copyright strikes, all that good stuff. So we working with what we got, right? So y'all got the chill hop. And I got the metal. Sometimes I'll give y'all a little metal too, but we're gonna chill hop tonight. So going back with the old classic remake, Wolves at the Gate, remaking The Pretender. Yeah. So tonight is back day, right? We did chest last night. Don't know if you was on with me or not. We're doing chest, or doing back tonight. Sorry, I'm trying to keep an eye on everything, seeing what everything looks like. I'm using an old computer here too, in my big screen, so that I can see what's going on as well. Hang on just a sec, gonna grab my little iPad down here too. I like the iPad because I can carry it around with me, but I can't always see what's going on, but I can see what I look like a little bit better on it. And so that's what I'm kind of looking at right now. I'll pull her up, get the chat going on here. There we go. Let me turn me down because I don't need to be hearing myself. I just do that. But come back. There we go. All right, so that way then I can keep an eye on what I look like, what the scene looks like. Let me say that. It's not so much about me as much as it is about the scene. And where's my stream preview on here, man? That would be nice. If I get my stream elements, it's like it's got the chat, but it don't have the stream preview. Let's move that panel. Where you at? Twitch, chat, stream preview. There we go. Pop her on here, see what happens. See what they give it to me. All right, it's trying. It's working. Preparing my stream. My stream's up and running, y'all. Don't tell me you preparing it. So what's up, y'all? I am Pastor G. I am Pastor Innovate Church, but I'm on here tonight, as I am usually with my fitness workouts. So in case you hadn't been here before, let me say welcome to you. This is my small little home gym here in the basement. And I'm not real big, as you see. I'm 50 years old, just trying to get a little bit better fit. And so I messed up my shoulder, took a year off from working out, back at it again now, and just trying to get it more regular. And so that's why I come on Twitch and now YouTube as well. But usually I've been sharing the videos to YouTube, just having to stream into YouTube. But part of the thing is I had wanted to get back into it and to hold myself accountable. Now I am in a text group with some other guys doing our workouts and all that good stuff. But they trying to lose weight. I'm trying to get working out. And thought, if I do it on Twitch, if I do it streaming, you expect me to show up 3 days a week. I'm going to be on here 3 days a week. That's going to help me stay motivated, help me hold to my goals, my plans. And it's what life is about sometimes, right? It's about setting forth a plan, figuring out some way to be accountable to it, or some way to make yourself get into it, make that goal. I mean, I can put a goal out there, but if I ain't got some way to get to it, it ain't gonna matter, right? Goal without a plan is a wish, so they say. So anyway, so that's what we're on here for. Appreciate y'all being on here if you are. So you got different colors on here. I got to look on there and see what's going on. So anyway, so we're gonna come over here, get the old back workout in, all that good stuff as usual. And not the back workout. We're gonna do a back workout, but first I got to get over there and get loose. You know what I mean? You got to get a little cardio. My cardio ain't but like 5 minutes on the elliptical, just to get the old blood a pumping. You know, I still got to pull up my strong gap. So if you've been on here with me before, man, you know I'm always talking about the strong gap, which again, it's free. It's free, and you see I got 3 workouts on there. I do a 3-day split. I do legs, chest, back. And right now, usually the way that I set it up is I do back on Monday or Tuesday. I do chest on Wednesday, and then legs on Friday. This week here, I kind of put it out there. I was going to do chest first and then back. And that's fine. We switch it up every now and then. But that way then you kind of know what's coming up, you know. Let's see. So pull up my back workout up here. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to bring y'all over here. Because my little screen there, I got the chat up bigger than I do the screen. So that way then I kind of keep up with you a little bit better. But again, I want to bring you over here, grab my remote, because I can zoom in just a little bit. We can zoom in, baby. So we're going to come over here. And I'm going to try to zoom. And I don't want to overdo it. There we go. She pulled in a little bit. That's what we're talking about, right? Got some NF on the radio now, man. Are you an NF fan? I love me some NF. Supposedly he's coming out with some new music, man. There was some hype going around right before Christmas or sometime. Maybe a little bit after Christmas. I can't remember. And cause who was it? Was it Kansas City or somebody? Some wrestler that they played some music from him, or a fighter. They played some music from him, and it's like new music supposedly. And there were like videos on YouTube where they were trying to split the music from the crowd noise and all that. And of course, it sounded like it was on fire, man. You know, I've been a big fan of him for a long time. And before he got really, really popular, I was telling the other week, it goes back to the Mansion days, or Mansion and then Therapy. So the Mansion CDs as far as I go back. Because I had seen a song, one of his intros. And I was like, dude, this dude is lit, man. He is straight on fire. And so I became a big fan then. Plus he's Christian, he's clean. And he's been getting a little bit of success now. I keep wanting to go see him live one of these days. I'm gonna make it. He's come nearby and I didn't get to make it. One of these days I might. It'll be all right. We get to do some things every now and then. So how's your day been? Y'all let me know in the chat what's going on, what you're wrestling with, what your day was like. It's always sort of, you know, hey man, if you got a question you want to ask about working out, about faith, about motivation, about eating, all that good stuff. That's what I'm on here for. I always say, you know, really, part of me is on here for my own good, because as I said, man, I want to get my own workout in, but I'm also bringing y'all with me. That way then we can have a little chat. Maybe you be motivated, inspired to get into doing something yourself, or maybe you're just on here just listen to me yap. Whichever, whatever your reason. Appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate you being on. Like I say, I know there's plenty of other places you could go. Other than just watch an old pastor do a workout, especially when he's on the elliptical way away from you. So I had a thing for work today. I had a webinar and watching some AI training. And man, you know, it's like I use like ChatGPT and a few little things like that, you know, and it works great for stuff like that. And we was talking about doing like modeling and stuff like that, pipelines and things, utilities in the ground, GIS type stuff. And I got another part of it tomorrow. Today wasn't all that great though. You know how when you're looking forward to something, it's like, man, they really gonna show me something today. Nope, they didn't. They talked about some use cases of it, and that's cool and important. But wasn't nothing real earth-shattering for me, you know, or ingenious, like I should say. I already know it can do a lot of stuff. It can do pattern recognition, things of that nature. Do some automation. So hopefully tomorrow, I got a second part tomorrow. Hopefully it's better tomorrow. And I was also trying to catch at the same time. Don't you love that when you got to schedule two things at the same time? Two things you're both you're interested in. Riverside, the streaming platform, they had a streaming master class, I guess you'd call it, going on today. So I was trying to catch some of that too. Cause like I have Riverside and I like some cool things it does, but I don't stream with it. When I tried to stream, it just didn't really give me the quality that it does in the recording. And so like we do church, you know, streaming on Sundays, and I play music videos, play a kids time video, and all that stuff is a little bit sketchy looking, you know. I was like, I don't like that. So I actually I have Riverside, I have Restream, and most of the time stream through OBS to Restream. And Restream's just always been, I've been using it since we went online shortly after COVID. So almost 5 years now, you know. And it has never failed me, has never dropped out. Now I usually use the RTMP, but I also use their studio feature. And the studio feature works better than Riverside does for me. And but it don't have some of the same tools that Riverside has. They trying to, both of them chasing each other. You know how that goes. One of them's got this, one of them's got that. Give it time, the other one's gonna have the same thing. But Riverside, same thing that Joe Rogan uses, you know. And so it's a pretty big deal. Oh, see, I get out of breath just for that little 5-minute warm up right there. That's what I say, man. You ain't gonna see me do no 30-minute run or anything like that on that thing. That ain't me. How about y'all? I like some cardio every now and then, but for the most part, man, I'm all about them weights. I get my cardio and my hard breathing just from lifting weights, and so it works. That's pretty cool, man. I got the iPad going, got a laptop going, got a big screen going, and so I can't miss too much tonight, I don't think. But I'm running out of places to set stuff, and so that's the hard part. But it'll be all right. What we got to do, man? I got to look at the strong gap, see what I got to do. That's one of the good things about it, is it helps me remember, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that. Because it tells me front raise with dumbbells, reverse flies with dumbbells. So it's all about getting them shoulders warmed up. And so that's what we're going to do. It says we're going to do it, we're going to do it. Because that's what we about. Who this? Who playing, man? Let's see who my song is. Who playing on the radio? Fit for a King. Okay, didn't realize that. That's a slow song. Alright, so a little 15 pounder. So I ain't never on here trying to get it big. Well, I mean, I ain't trying to get big over time, you know. I ain't gonna get real big for 50-year-old though. But get them shoulders warmed up. Let me step on that here, right? Even though I don't hit that duck, it just seems it kind of squeezes me a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Control, like every other exercise, you're controlling the weight. Don't let the weight just drop. Let it go controlled. So I had to be careful because that left shoulder, man. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's one bad thing, man. I can easily lose my count here. So we're gonna do the flies. This one I gotta be careful with. Try to squeeze those shoulder blades. Get a little bit of break. Get them shoulders a little rest. Be all right, right? Get them shoulders a rest, baby. Yeah. All right, so I wonder if I can do that. I don't do split screen with this a lot, but I wonder if it'll let me. Oh, give me a split. Come on, split. There we go. Split view. And then I gotta find my document app. There we go. Oh, I can. There we go. What's up? Yeah, so we're gonna talk here in a little bit. Like I say, about kingdom, about alignment, about our desires, about wants, that kind of thing. If you ever on here, had never been on here with me, that's what I'm all about, man. It's all encouraging. It ain't nothing about condemning you for anything. If you get condemned, that ain't me. Let me say it that way. But try to keep it positive, encouraging. Try to teach more than preach. Inspire more than condemn. And so, sometimes the word be condemning, though, won't it? When you preach at all, man, sometimes all of us get not condemned, but convicted. How about that? Let's say convicted, not condemned. Condemnation is not what Christ came for. Christ came not to judge, but to save. That's what we're all about. That's 9, 10, 11, 12. Do this again. You know what it's like, man. You be doing something, all of a sudden that jam come on the radio or on the music player. Yeah, that's what that's all about, man. Got some convictions, which is a strong band, Christian band. And man, the song, whew, it's about losing his father. Called Hurts Like Hell. It is such a powerful song. It make you think, man. I ain't gonna sing. That dude's voice, man, just, whew, it just kills. All right, so got shoulders warmed up, getting that on. So again, main verse, and this is like my life verse. I got a few verses I can look at, go over with tonight. But my main verse, man, my life verse, oh man, I didn't realize I was private on that one. I ain't supposed to be private, it's supposed to be public. Oh, so can I mess with it? Can I mess with it? Can I make it public? It does say public. Okay. And why does that say private? No, okay, it said privacy public, okay. I was like, what? No wonder. Talking about looking at my YouTube there, man. I done thought it, I had a problem, I had to shut down, restart, all that good stuff. I was like, man, I done messed up. Got it playing, got it streaming, but it ain't public. And so, you know, it's funny because I was watching that live stream thing today. And with many of us, man, whenever we get ready to go live, especially if you ain't never done it before, it is a very intimidating thing. I mean, even me, when I get on here, even for this, there's still a little bit of anxiety about it. There's that question in your head, should I be doing this, you know? Let alone sometimes you just ain't really up to it either. I mean, really, even today, not really been up to it, just one of those, you know, like, man, I'm a little bit tired as it is. And you can come on here and be all lazy acting. You don't want to see me like that, do you? And the bad part is, like, today been a beautiful day. It's like a almost like springtime has come, and so that makes you want to get outside and do something, right? I was like, I bet the dog likes to go out for a walk today. I took her outside, I let her play around in the backyard. I didn't take her for no walk because I needed to fix dinner. Had tacos tonight too. Maybe that's kind of weighing on me a little bit too, right? And took her outside, let her play around a little bit. Come in, eat, and sit there and watch a little bit of TV while we eat. You know how that goes. You know, like, man, started thinking about it. I was like, oh yeah, I was moving stuff over here, getting my screen ready. My big screen I got, but it's just a little 34-inch monitor. And I was like, man, I got this old laptop sitting right here. I was like, I don't hardly ever use it. I can hook it to the TV. I started to bring my work computer down here. And that was actually what I got set up for down here. I was like, I can try it. Sure enough, man, it works good. Like I said, I can see chat, and I need my glasses on to really read it good. But I can read it from here if I needed to. I mean, you get old, your eyeballs start going. That in your mind, right? All right, so I do inside pull-ups. I'd love to be able to do my wide, but my shoulder's still kind of jacked up, so I gotta do inside. I had to look at my back a little bit here. All right, here we go. Come on, one more. Maybe not. They love when you're sitting there hanging, man, and all of a sudden something falls down on you. This is from my pulleys hang up there. And that fell down on me. And they're like, what in the world? All right, so I got Discord going off too, man. What's happening on Discord? I gotta see what's up. Why am I getting notifications? And got my live announcement, so that's working. Hold up. It just ain't saying it the right way. At least not what I'm seeing anyway. So good to see that's working. And the armor of faith she's on. So we might end up raiding over there whenever we get done. We'll see. Yeah, okay, cool. But I'm trying to get better at that too. That's part of the Twitch community. In case for y'all on YouTube don't know. So Twitch, you got commands and things you can use. And you can take whoever's watching your stream over to raid somebody else's stream, which just means they go in there as viewers, nothing bad. Of course, people do some bad ones. But so I might end up doing that just to see what it's like. Let y'all kind of meet some new people, man. That's what it's about too. That's one thing I love about live streaming, especially on Twitch, is the community and the being able to meet new people, see new people, make new friends, all that good stuff. As much as I love YouTube for me is usually more about watching videos. I don't watch a whole lot of streaming because it's just not the same interaction, not the same kind of community right now. But we're gonna see how it goes. Like I said, I got my YouTube going too tonight, so we can see what's happening over there. And so again, my favorite verse, man, Matthew, and it's my life verse, Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be given to you. Now, so what I like to, tonight we're talking about plans and dreams and want. I was kind of thinking about Wanting Wednesday, You always want to kind of think of some kind of name for the title, right? And Wednesday wants or something, I don't know. But, number one, a lot of times whenever we think about chasing our callings, our passions, our goals, whatever, sometimes we get in our mind and we start worrying about all those other things. Like for me, being called to be a pastor, or if maybe you've called to be a streamer, you got a passion for streaming and want to do that full time. Well, one of the things you usually have to consider is money, right? We gotta have money to live. And it's interesting because Matthew 6:33, Jesus is actually as part of his Sermon on the Mount, and Jesus is actually teaching. He's like, how many of you worry? Why are you so worried? So do not be anxious about tomorrow. Don't be anxious about what you eat. Don't be anxious about what you're gonna wear. Don't be anxious about what you're gonna drink. Does he not take care of the flowers of the field, the birds of the air, those kinds of things? And he's basically saying, when you get those thoughts in your mind and they start worrying you, start making you be anxious, the way to combat them is to think about the kingdom. And the kingdom is living for Christ. The kingdom is all about me trying to do the godly things, do the right things, seeking him and wanting him to use me however he wants to. That's the kingdom. And so if I'm submitting myself to him and seeking to honor and glorify him in everything that I do, and we kind of talked about that last night, then I can trust that he's going to help me make the right decisions, number one, and that he's going to help provide for me. So like in my case, I haven't really felt the call, so to speak, to leave my career. Because my day job is also a blessing from him as well. And I wrestled with this for a long time because I was like, man, I really wanted to be a pastor, as youth pastor to begin with. I was like, I really wanted to do that full time. And then when they called me being a pastor, it's like same thing, starting a church. Same thing. It's like, man, I'd love to be able to do that full time. Started streaming. I'd love to be able to do this, because I do digital church. This is kind of just a play on that too. Because again, you can sit here and chit chat with everybody all day long, that kind of stuff. And it does get taxing. I do see that too. But he hasn't called me to do that yet. He hasn't called me to leave my job. But he still tells me to trust him with my plans, my goals, my desires, seeking his will, his purpose. And his purpose may be for you to stay in that job. Maybe for me to stay in my job. And I can trust he'll make it clear when the time comes, if the time comes for me to leave or for you to do something different. One thing about doing pull-ups, man, you got to remember, if you got any rings on, take them off. I forgot. And you feel it. So let's see what we did last time. Last time we got 8 reps on the first set. I said 5. I about got 6. I'm going to keep it at 5. I ain't going to cheat myself. Ain't no point in lying, right? We're gonna do it real, we're gonna keep it real. And so, even with our health goals and stuff like that, why are you wanting to work out? What is it about working out that kind of moves you, motivates you? What motivates you to come down here, all that good stuff? And can you honor God in either your fitness routine or in the way you work out, or in this case, streaming? How can you honor God with that kind of stuff? And is that your focus, or is your focus on yourself? We got enough selfish people in the world, right? And so a lot of people out there just wanting to get eyeballs on them, wanting other people to see them, see their workout, see what they can lift, and see what they look like, all that good stuff. That's all about self, man. I say my purpose on here is to encourage, inspire, motivate, speak the word from time to time. I ain't gonna try to preach to you too much, but it is who I am. That's nothing. I ain't gonna be who I'm not, I was talking about listening to the live streaming thing Riverside was doing earlier today. And I hadn't watched it all yet. But ladies on there, she's talking about, she learned to she's watching other people. Sometimes you get in the habit of watching these other people and you start kind of wanting to be like them. You start taking up their mannerisms or their atmosphere or whatever. And it's like something she learned, it's just be real, be yourself. And everybody out there teaching YouTube right now, talking about getting big on YouTube, whatever, will tell you, today it's all about being authentic anyway. It's about being real. And it's kind of interesting because like doing this in my basement, you do get to see some of my mess, right? Yeah, I mean, this is all raw, you know, I mean, ain't nothing painted up here. Yeah, I hung some lights, I did this and that. And I am trying to dress it up a little bit, make it a little bit more colorful because I like the purple and blue, as you see on here. But it ain't all about trying to make it like it's something that ain't. It's always gonna be a basement gym. You're always gonna have an air duct right here. You're always gonna have wires hanging or a light bulb hanging over there, you know. My piece of carpet here on the floor that I work out on, you know. And so this ain't for show or for pretense. It's just kind of make it look a little bit more interesting, make it look like I want it to look like. And hopefully you like it. If you don't, let me know. If you do, let me know that too. All right, last time what we get. We got 4. Again, that's why I love the Strong app. Again, you can get it free. You ain't got to pay for it. I'm not an affiliate or anything. I just like the app because it helps me keep track. Instead, I used to do the old handwritten. I don't know if you ever done that. Carry your notepad in the gym, writing in what you're going to do, what you did. I like it much better on the app. All right, last time I did 4. Let's see if we can get 5. Set that goal, set that plan, right? Don't just talk about it, do it. Got 4. I don't want to get to the point and try to kick the legs, make me get up there, you know. No computer wanting to restart there. So we're gonna say 4, it's cool. So if you was on here with me last week, you know, I think it was last week, man, it seemed like every set that I did was 1 rep less than the week before. And I just felt like real weak. And this week here, everything been kind of right there about the same. Whereas that previous week, it was like, bam, man, I beat this, I beat that, got another rep here, another rep there, 2 more reps here. And I was feeling good and positive. You get a little prideful, right? Like, yeah, man, I'm getting strong. Well, sometimes pride can lead to your downfall, right? All right, so now I'll do my little homemade rows, back rows. Don't fall, don't fall. So take down my Amazon pulley set here. But I just run some eye hooks up here to the ceiling. Got these little dumbbell weights on here. I gotta start with something, right? That's what I say, man. You ain't gotta have a fortune to set you up something at home to work out with. Get what you can afford, add on to it little by little. Find ways to get deals. I say with these, I'd get an idea, look it up, figure it out, you know. I was like, man, dumbbell weights are fairly cheap. You can get like a, I forget what it was, 65-pound set, something like that. And I was like, man, 60 bucks, I can't remember how much it was, man. But, and they work. That and a little pulley set. Because as I said, this rack, I didn't go ahead, again, trying to scrape by, right? The rack had for another 150 bucks or something, I can't remember what it was. You could get it with lap pull down, all that good stuff. But I didn't have that money. So I just bought just the rack. And I said I'd figure out a way to do the cable work. Now I'm kind of wishing now that I would have got the lap pull down and all that. But now they don't make this rack anymore. I ain't found the kit for it anymore. So we make and do. One of these days, man, I'll have something else. But, talking about keeping it real. This is the way I keep it real. Keep it attainable for y'all. Keep it attainable for everybody else. Hop on here and see what I got. And maybe y'all can see it and say, hey, I can do that too. You got an extra bedroom in the house? Got a garage? Hook it up, man. There's something about, I don't know, it's like for the longest time I couldn't come down here. I wasn't as regular working out, doing it here at home versus going to the gym. And but then COVID came, y'all know how that went. And with it, I'm like, I gotta figure out some way to work out at home. Tried the straps hanging right there. So especially when I go there, you really see all my junk. You see my 2x4, man, even the free 2x4. It wasn't free, I actually used it to build something. But I had scrap wood. Again, you make do. But I'd had a squat rack before. Not like this, not a full rack. It was like one of those half rack deals. And I had some weights, man. I hate that I got rid of that stuff. But back then, it's like, man, I just could not find my routine at home. And it seemed like the markings where you put your bar was like either one of them was too low or one of them was way too high. It didn't have as many places like this one here does. And so I sold all that stupidly. I bought more stuff and sold more stuff and always take a loss. But so this time here, I was like, man, I got to get something that I know I'll use. I watched Garage Gym Reviews, Mr. Cooper. And he tested this cage and showed how strong it was. For a 2-inch cage, that's 2x2 instead of 3x3 like the big hardcore ones are. It fit my budget. I think I got like 250, 260. And so it's what it is, man. It's what I work with. I like to do my rows. That's what I got to do. I got to put my bench over here. I think that's about the right place. That's always the hard part, just making sure I get it in the right spot. Where I'm not laying down too much, but I'm laying down enough to get that pull in that I need. So I got 245s on there and 20 pounds in the little dumbbell weights. So to give you an idea how I set it up, how I work it. And so we're gonna do this. Sit down. See what it feels like lay down. Oh, see, I gotta push the bench back a little bit. That's what I say, man. I gotta get me some markings on the floor over here for this. Too often I'm like, oh, I need to slide over just a little bit, move my water out of the way. And then you have to get back up. The older you get, the harder it is to get up and down. Know what I'm saying? Some of y'all do, I know that. All right, that should be good. I'll lay back. This has to put a little bit of pressure on the abs as well. And now I'm gonna squeeze the shoulder blades first and then pull with the arms. I'm gonna say, I do it in one motion. I just want to kind of break it down for you there. All right, let it drop down behind my 2x4. Sometimes I want to drop it on the 2x4. Put the earbuds back in, they're about to fall out on me. Again, check that off on the app, done. We'll throw us a little more weight on there, throw us 25 on there, it looks like I did last time. So we'll start out with 25 more. I say again, limitations. If you don't have all the weight that you want, or maybe you got it some kind of setup way that you can't quite get it right, you know, then go lower. Use lower weights and just do higher reps. And sometimes that's what you got to do. There ain't nothing wrong with it. In fact, whenever I first started working out, the trainer that I had to work with for a few weeks, he was all about high reps, man. And that dude had me so freaking wore out one day, man, that I couldn't raise my arm to wipe the sweat from my head. I had to lower my head down to my arm to wipe the sweat. I was like, I couldn't go up like that, man. So that was a workout. That was a workout and a half. And he's like, yeah, man, real bodybuilders, they don't do bench, man. A real bodybuilder, you never see them do a bench press. He didn't let me do no bench press either. He taught me a few other things to do. And speaking of that, I realized I actually forgot to do them last night. There's some exercises for like my shoulder, since it's all jacked up, that the sports medicine people wanted me to do, and it's basically to work the inside delt and the outside delt. And so inside, outside of your shoulder. And I used to do them with a dumbbell, and you can do them with a dumbbell. It don't matter really. But I just had these straps, and they had given me a strap too. And so I can take it like this here, do the inside, and just say like that. Keep the elbow locked in. This is better on a chest day because you actually work a little bit of that chest right there up through the arm. And where my issue is right in there anyway. It's like it's sore to the touch. But then you turn around and you do the other arm, or you do this in here and do it to the outside. And so you take it, go like that, same thing. Keep the elbow locked in and go out. It's a good shoulder warm-up exercise anyway, but I forgot on chest day. I usually do it on chest. I don't know why, but that's the way I do. I'm gonna go ahead and bust this one out just because the shoulder does need a little work anyway. Like I said, this is the one that's jacked up. And it's like, no, it's not as strong as my right one because of that. The main thing being keep that little bit of tension on it, you know. And if you know anything about these straps, they get a little bit tighter, get a little more tension the further out you are from them. So if it's a little weak, you just step out away from it a little bit. You know, that'll add that tension for you. If it gets too much, you just step in a little bit. All right, I'm still not 100% happy with my bench placement here, so I'm gonna slide back just a little bit further. It's all about them little micro adjustments, right? Tell y'all, man. Y'all know what's up. I mean, you might not. Like I said, I listen to heavy stuff. All good, clean. Most of it Christian, but it's heavy. That new metal kind of stuff. A little bit of, not say a whole lot of deathcore. I don't get into a whole lot of deathcore, but maybe a little bit of it. All right, so here we go. Now do 8 on this. All right, there we go. Now I can pull it down a little bit lower on my chest, more toward the abs. Right. Yeah. See, man, there's just something satisfying about doing free weights. I think, man, strap will work you some, but this, you bust out the free weights, man, that weight don't get no easier no matter where it's at. It's hard from the beginning to the end. And so like I say, with these here, it's like they start out a little soft. Further you get out, they get a little bit more tight, they get a little harder, and then you go back and they get real easy. So straight weights like that, if you keep in your form and doing it right, not overextending, it's the same weight from beginning to end. And so that's kind of the difficult part with it sometimes. So like doing bench or something like that, you know, the upper part of your push, a lot of times we're pretty stronger, right? It's when you're down here, and that weight's that much harder. And the closer you get to your chest, the harder it is. And so to get better at your bench, sometimes with the lighter weight that you can control, just let it come down and push it just that first 2-3 inches. And work that muscle a little bit. And that might help you, get past some plateaus sometimes. All right, we're gonna add a 10 to this. Yeah, I got 8 on that, right? Yeah. So we did 145 last time, 6. Like I say, I'm still not trying to overdo it. Again, I'm kind of limited anyway. Because if I add too much weight on here, it's just gonna pick me up off the ground. I mean, I weigh a good bit more than what I got on here, but it does want to lift you up. Oh, your little holy name. Take me to that secret place. I'm talking about having that one-on-one time with the Lord, meditation, prayer, that kind of stuff, man. That Holy Name, pretty awesome band. Tommy Green, the Sleeping Giant. Sleeping Giant was one of my early hardcore, heavy bands that I really, really fell in love with. Went and saw them in Greensboro, saw them live before today. Three other bands. And man, talk about praise and worship in the bar. It was straight, man. It was powerful. I tell everybody, like, I went in, this is how old I am now, It's been probably 5, 6, maybe, shoot, it might have been 8 years ago, 9 years ago now. But took earplugs. I already knew I got a little messed up hearing in the right side anyway. Kept them in until Sleeping Giant come on. They were like the last band to play, and took them out for that. I was like, I was going to be there. I was going to enjoy my music. I was going to enjoy my band, and I did. It was good. But again, I was smart. I saved it for the end. I saved it for the band I was there to hear. I've been one time when I saw Radiohead way back in the day when I was younger. And man, my ears rang for days after that one. They seriously about deafened me. It was a small venue and they were super loud. I've been to some other concerts, they ain't never had nothing like that. All right, see if I can get 6. We're gonna try. See, I picked myself up off the ground there. All right. Might could have got another one, but I'm gonna hold that one for now. One cool thing about it doing that way is it gives me a little bit of ab workout too. Like first night that I had gone back to this and had stepped up the weight a little bit, I really realized just how much it worked the core. Cause man, I was sore and my abs for a few days. And I was like, man, that does work. I like it when I can feel what muscles I've been working. Again, something satisfying about that. It's like, oh yeah, I did work that muscle pretty good. Yeah, that form did work pretty well. All right, get this thing up out of my way. Because it does get a little bit in the way right now. There we go. I say, I was talking the other night, or Tuesday night, about doing all things for the glory of God. Paul talks about, whether you eat or drink, whatever you do and everything you do it for the glory of God. And that gets back to that whole kingdom mindset, kingdom focus, living for Christ and not for myself. And a lot of times will just apply that to work kind of deal, If I say, don't lose me. My camera sometimes, man, it'll follow me and then it'll lose me. It'll stop tracking. I'm like, where'd you go? But Anyway, so that's kind of the same deal again. Now, why I'm not wanting to get it off tonight. There we go. Can't get my fingers under it. But the same thing at work, you know, there's a scripture that says, work as though you're working for the Lord. That's always been one of the scriptures I really hated. Because it's one of those, you know, where like, if you ain't enjoying the job, if it ain't something you want to do, and you're just trying to just like somewhere you just kind of hanging out till you find something better, it's hard to go into that with that mindset, oh, I'm going to work as though I'm working for the Lord, right? And like, that's just kind of one of those things that, like, I understand what's being said, but man, it's hard. Especially, like in my case, for a long time, all the time, really, I am always got something ministry-wise or faith-wise or whatever. I say, you know, I run the church, I did youth ministry in the past, and so I would spend some work time focus on those things, you know. And it's like, even now, it's like, man, sometimes I wrestle with, I'm like, I ought to spend more time reading work stuff or studying work stuff. But when I ain't at work, I just don't have that passion nor discipline. And I got these other things that I do have passion. And because I have passion, I have discipline to do them. And so, like I say, man, I don't get on here and act like I'm perfect by any means. I have my own issues, no doubt. That's why I say whenever I preach to myself. Because I know my struggles. I know what I wrestle with. Oh yeah, now I gotta remember what I'm doing, man. About to do the lat pull down on these. Trying to remember how I usually do it though. I do one. I do both of them. Yeah, I do both of them. I do freehand. Yeah, okay. Losing my mind, y'all. Losing my mind. So again, since I don't have a real lat pull down assembly, this is the way I do it. Y'all gonna see it. A lot of times I'll use that. I'm gonna use the bench here. A lot of times I'll use that one over there. I'm gonna go ahead and use my incline cheapo here, man. The only thing is you can't sit on that end. See that? You gotta sit on this side. Yeah, that'll work, I think. I usually use the rep bench for this, but we're gonna try it out with this in here. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I ain't gonna put no weight on here right now. I want to see. I might end up hitting the bench. This again, just kind of have to work it out, man. Put my legs up there. That'll work. Not really a full pull down though. I gotta slide up a little bit. Nah, see, that's what I'm saying, man. I hit my legs on this one. It works better with the rep bench than it does this one. But I had to try it. See what's up. See if I can work it out. I say you gotta make things work sometimes. We can't all afford them big $1 million gyms, can we? I'm like looking around for my bench. Just sitting here holding my drink up. Holding my phone up. Click that set off. Now this is my favorite bench anyway. Y'all ain't seen it yet. It's the rep bench competition. Thing's a beast. I love it, love it, love it. I think I tell y'all that every time I'm on here. Man, y'all see this bench? I just love this bench, man. It's one of those things I splurged on a little bit. Cause I would need a bench. That thing right there is good. Incline, stuff like that. If you're gonna do heavy weight though, I wouldn't trust it too far. All right, so we're gonna, again, same thing I've been saying with everything else. It's like, you don't have the perfect setup, you figure out a way to make it work. I don't have a lot of weight for these. And again, because of the way they, I gotta sit in between them anyway. I can only use these small weights. So I'm gonna do that. It just means you got higher rep, right? Low weight, high rep. And that'd be good. That'd be good. And this sounds like living sacrifice. And I think it is. Oh yeah, Truth Solution. Off the Reborn CD, man. I was like old school. So before I got metal, man, I had a buddy, we just hang out. I've always like kind of heavy stuff, but not like screamo kind of metal, you know. And I would go in record stores or CD stores, and I'd look at something, I'm like, yeah, man, this looks like it'd be pretty good. And I just wanted to find new music. This is before YouTube and all that good stuff. And so I'd go in there, buy a CD or whatever, you know, take a chance on it. And some of them I'd get home, and Living Sacrifice was one of them. I got home, I listened to it, I'm like, nah, man, that ain't my thing. Now it's like, that's what I listen to like all the time, you know. And so, if you don't know, if you knew the band Evanescence, when they were real big, their drummer used to be the drummer for Living Sacrifice. And that's why many of us thought that when Evanescence came out that they were a Christian band, because they had a Christian, you know, drummer. But they didn't profess that, and that was back in the day when they're like, nah, man, we just a band, we ain't professing nothing. But Living Sacrifice is always out front with their faith. Ah. All right, let me get that's the only other problem, man. The weight start to sway on you. I have to be careful. Got to keep them under control so they don't beat me up. All right. Ooh, make sure my weight's right even. Yeah. 3. Low weight again. If I'm swinging, I want to take my time anyway. There I go, hitting the table already. The bench. 4. Really, I don't usually have that much problem with it, man. Slide my bench back a little bit more. Maybe that's it. Still hit the bench. Dang. That one's there. I guess I'm just kicked over a little bit too far that way. All right, let's try it. Again, squeeze those shoulder blades, squeeze those lats. This is more toward the lower outside of the back, just under the shoulder blades, really. Alright, gonna stop at 12 on that there since I had all the bouncing back and forth. That's it. I always gotta get things in the right position here. Just perfect. Or maybe not perfect, good enough, right? Whoo! That pull down, 12. We did 12. I don't know, man. I got this other dumbbell on the floor. It's like I can take it apart, put another 10 pounds on both sides. I might have to do that sometime or later. And then it's got like some little 2.5s on it too. 2 2.5, 4 4.5, 4 2.5s, 4 5s, and 4 10s there. And then I got 2 4 6 12. No, those are 5s, yeah. So those are like 1.5s then. Yeah, because these are 5s. That's right. Keep on wanting to say they're 10s, but they're 5s. Yeah. I can't count. I can't do math very well. So another scripture I talked about the other night was Psalm 37:4, and I got it on my tablet here so I can read it. But delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. But the caveat to that is your heart needs to be right, right? It doesn't mean you're gonna get everything you want. God's not a genie. He's not a genie in the bottle. You rub him and say, oh yeah, I love you. Give me what I want. It don't work that way. The desires of your heart goes along with that whole Matthew scripture. Seeking the kingdom. Because my heart is for the Lord, I want to seek his kingdom. If my heart is right, then I'm going to want what he wants for me. Now, granted, it doesn't always work out perfectly because we still have flesh. There's still things I might want that's outside of his will, but I really want, in my heart of hearts, what he wants me to have. Because again, what sense would it make for me to want something he don't want me to have? Because he's going to keep it from me because he's got good plans for me. He's got the best plans for me, all that good stuff. Doesn't mean I'm going to have a perfect life. Don't go there either. But he knows what's best for me. Just like if you're a parent, you know what's best for your kids. And so I got to trust him. And again, if I'm seeking his kingdom, if I'm seeking to follow him, seeking to love him with all my heart, body, and soul, mind and soul, excuse me, then I want what he wants. That's the desire of my heart. And when that lines up with his will, man, you're unstoppable. Getting that swing going. Gotta be careful. Liable to get bruised, man. They get swinging like that. Just let them go. Actually, that's 60 this one, dude. It ain't. Yeah, okay. That's still 60. So I still got some old numbers in here because some of them I'm like, I ain't updating until I can get the right way to do it, you know. But I'm like, this is what I got. This is what I'm going to start using for my numbers every time. Another scripture that kind of goes along with that, James chapter 4, verse 3, says, you ask and do not receive because you ask wrongly to spend it on your passions. So you don't receive what you pray for and what you ask for because you ask for wrongly, seeking to serve yourself, basically is what he's saying. I feel like I got an eyelash or something in my ball. And so again, that goes along with those desires of the heart. Is my heart pure? Am I seeking what is right and holy and good? Or am I seeking something to just have it for myself? And there's there's things I want to be able to live with. You know, I can't sit here and say, well, I want a new phone. Do I want it just so I can do more things for the Lord? Nah, I just want a new phone, you know. There are things like that. But again, our hearts and minds are to be, as best we can, set on the Lord and his kingdom. And then we will find, man, whenever you do that, you will find this contentment about your life, no matter what's going on sometimes. That is really where he says, you know, you gain that peace that's beyond understanding. That's whenever we know and whenever we trust him and whenever we know that he's got and is giving us the things that we need and he's got everything in his hand, then we can have peace. Then we can be content. And contentment itself brings peace. And when I know that he ain't holding back on me, when I know that he's got things in store for me I don't even know about yet, then I can be content. I can be at peace. I can feel good. I can trust. And so again, when I pray and when I'm asking the Lord for stuff, most of the time, I tell you my own prayers, it isn't for things. My own prayers are usually for my wife or her healing, my wife or her to have a good day, that kind of stuff. For me to be a good leader, for me to be a good teacher, for me to love others, pray for those in my church, those I know that are battling other things, other issues. Rarely do I say, Lord, I need a new car, man. You know I need a new car. My car is like 20 years old. Now I need one. I like to have one. And maybe I should start praying for it and asking for it. If it lines up with his will, he'll give it to me. But that's neither here nor there to a degree. That's the other thing. You can't be afraid to ask for things that you really want either. But hope and pray, or pray that they align with his will. And if they do, then you'll get it. If they don't, you won't. You can trust it wasn't a good thing. Think about some of those things you might have prayed for that you're thankful now it didn't come true. Like, man, I'm so glad that girl broke up with me, knowing you was dying for her, you was crying for her, you was mad at the world when she broke your heart. And then now, you finally, Lord, brought the real woman, the true woman in your life that you were meant for, or just helped you get rid of somebody you wasn't meant for. And life is better now. And now it's like, yeah, man, I thank the Lord that didn't go through. I was praying up a storm, but he was going to do what he wanted to do, what was right. I know, we've been there. You ain't tripping. Ooh, there we go. Tith of Me by Sleeping Giant. Nothing but a praise song. And doing it in the bar, man, was just something special. No, there is no one like you. Hallelujah. Get the mosh going, man. I don't want to see no mosh pit going up in here. I'm liable to throw out a hip or something. Declaration. Ready? Here we go. Hey, man, what's up? What's up? How you doing, bro? Got the dance. Got a little dancing icon going, man. Bow down. Fall face down. Bow down. Tell me I got the lyrics. Ground. Bow down. Jesus, you hold the crown. Bow down. What is happening? You caught me when one of my favorite songs on, man. I'm dancing around. Feel like I got like the mosh pit down here by myself, you know. All right, Currents. I don't really listen to Currents a whole lot. Ah, man, I hate when my phone does this, man. There we go. Okay, now I can do that. All right, got me locked out of my app for a minute. So what's going on? Well, how you doing this evening? I hope you're doing good, man. I'm working on the back workout. Solo mosh pit. That's right. There you go. My wife be like, I know you didn't dance on the stream, did you? Nah, hon, I didn't do that. I ain't do that. What you thinking? Yeah, man. Sometimes when the music just hits, you just got to dance, right? That's what Dave was doing. All right, man. Cool, bro. I appreciate you lurking for me, hanging out. I know what work's like, man. I do the same thing, lurking, watching somebody while I'm doing some work, or listening to somebody while I'm doing some work. Appreciate you stopping in and lurking for sure. Hope you have a wonderful time at work. We're just talking about that, you know, doing it for the Lord, right? All right, so shrug time. Shrug time is one of my favorite times. Work on them traps. We just finished up working on them lats. So go from the lats to the traps, and I'm gonna bust out a rhyme. I don't know, man. Sometimes you gotta get like that, right? Sometimes you gotta be like that. So again, talking about some of them prayers that didn't come true, right? I can think of jobs I wanted. I can think of girls I wanted. I can think of friends I wanted. I can think of money I wanted. All kinds of things that, man, I'm like, looking back now, I'm like, man, the Lord knew what he was doing. Even though I was mad because this didn't work out or that didn't work out. I'm glad I got a God that does not just bow to me. That doesn't just give me anything and everything I want. Because if he did, I wouldn't be here, y'all. I can tell you that. I'd be gone. I tell people all the time, if it wasn't but for the grace of God, I would not be here. Because I did stupid stuff. And he kept me around for a reason, man. All right. Yeah, I like some shrugs. Barbell shrug is a little hard. Thank you, man. Barbell shrug is a little hard. I used to do it with the dumbbell all the time. And dumbbells, because it's a whole lot easier to have dumbbells out to your side and shrug. Barbell, you got it coming across you, so you got to watch it and the gut get in the way, man. That's all right. It's all good. But yeah, so we're talking about seeking the kingdom. And seeking the kingdom meaning living for the Lord, right? And seeking his purpose, his will, his promise, his glory in all that we do. And so that's where I'm getting at. It's like, I gotta trust, man. I trust that he knows better than I do and what I need, what I don't need. Oh, I thought my music stopped. But we still get mad. We still get upset sometimes when we don't get what we want, or when we don't understand. I mean, like I say, with my wife and her anxiety and stuff, man, we've been praying and seeking the Lord for a long time for healing of that. And it ain't happened yet. And it makes you ask why. And it's funny because I say that and I've doing the Bible in a year reading plan. And we in Job right now. And that's one of those books that's hard to read, man. But Job is like, look, why do you let the wicked prosper? And me, who's been living good, seeking your will, seeking your kingdom, and yet you allow me to have to go through all this trial, all this suffering. And he's seeking a real answer, a real true answer, like, God, why? And I like to say, it's cool that that's there because we can go to him and we can ask why. We can share our true feelings with God and not have to fear of being struck down. You read the Psalms. That's what I love about the Psalms. David is real. The psalmists are real. The other ones I read. Asaph wrote Psalms, Solomon wrote Psalms, a few different writers. Most of them's David. And he's like, God, why are you not listening to me? I've been praying, I've been seeking, and you ain't giving me what I need. And again, even in that, we had to trust. He's got his reason, he's got his purpose. All the earth, all things in the earth, all things created belong to him. See, that's one of those weights and sets you get there. Job and the Psalms are incredible, right, man? I love them and it's so cool that they're in the Bible and you get to see the true questioning and true pain that these people are experiencing and the real questions. And that's what I say, man. Too many of us are walking around afraid to take our real struggles to God or let them out. And we see it all throughout the scripture. We see in the Psalms, we see it in Job, where they're asking real questions. And now we know, God does come, when he speaks back to Job, he does come back a little hard. But he also ends up blessing him, right? And restoring what he had lost. Because Job's heart was always right. His heart wasn't about just, well, you ain't going to do this for me, then I'm going to go out and live for myself. Job was real. And he's like, even though, and that's what he's telling his friends, he's like, even though God hasn't answered my prayers or questions, hasn't healed me, whatever, I'm still going to serve him. I'd be a fool not to. That's me saying. He didn't say he's gonna be a fool, but I said he's gonna be a fool not to. All right, man. I'm about to say, I don't know where we're at on my playlist here. All right, next few songs look pretty good. Who was that? Just playing Sleep Theory. I ain't never listened to them. Now we got some Disciple going. Disciple's another one of them. They kind of like I call them a hardcore Southern Christian band. If you like Southern rock with a little edge, that's Disciple. And I probably saw them live, man, 7 or 8 times. That's one of my favorite bands for a long time. They got an old school CD called This Might Sting a Little. It's all purple and yellow. That CD is just bad, man. They got a song in there that says, I just know. It's like, I just know Jesus is the truth. I just know Jesus is the way. I just know Jesus is the life. It is bad, man. It's bad. I said that before I got into the heavier stuff. But I still like some Disciple, man. They still put out some music. They ain't lost their style, really. That's the only thing. I put my straps on, so that's what I was noticing on that last set there. As you get heavier and heavier, it's like I can feel to get toward the end of that set, my fingers just want to unroll, and I don't want to drop my weight. And so I'll grab my straps, my lifting straps, wrap them up on here. It just gives me a little safety, allow me to lift a little bit heavier without having to worry about dropping something. It's just like doing pull-ups too. You can use them doing pull-ups. And same thing, it's like your grip will wear out before your arms will or your back will a lot of times. And so this lets you overcome that. All right, here we go. All right, we'll go 10 on that one. That's pretty good, because I think that's two reps more than last time. Yeah. Had to make sure my weight was right too. That is 2 more, right? Nah, man, that's the same. Nah, yeah. I did 8 last time, I did 10 that time, so that's good. So we have one tonight that we overdid. So now I'm done with the straps, so. But yeah, we're talking about, if the earth is his and all the things in it that he created, then we ourselves should be living for him and his purpose. Because we live for his glory. And I was talking about that last night. That's what Paul says. And that's what it's all about, seeking the kingdom. Again, I want to live for him. That's my life verse. Matthew 6:33. Because, like I said, it's like I can get in situations where I worry about the what ifs. Lord, I got these plans, I got these dreams, I got these wants. But what if? What if I don't, what if I lose my job tomorrow? What if? What if I come down with something tomorrow? What if, And the what ifs are covered with all these things. Seek the kingdom first, and all these things will be given unto you. Yeah, that's him taking care of me. I hate when my thing switches the screen on me and I'm like, where'd I go? All right, biceps. That's my last exercise. I just do the bar, just a barbell, and I do it unloaded. I'm still trying to take it a little easy. Doing the curls is one of those things that will mess with my shoulder just a little bit. And so again, I'm trying to be real careful on that. Just to try to keep it safe while still getting my workout in, right? I still got to heal up. And so that's what I'm hoping we do, you know, over time, do this more and more, get into my workouts and continue being safe, build it back up to where it needs to be. And again, I'm gonna trust the Lord for that. Now, I've been to the chiro, I've been to the sports medicine doctor, and I might go see somebody else I'm thinking about, see if they can help it. I've heard there's like not an acupuncture thing, but some kind of pin type thing, and it helps take the inflammation out of it. And I might try that, see if that works. Because there ain't nothing else really worked yet. And I hadn't had no MRI or anything like that yet. I'm really not wanting to. But we're gonna do all we can. We're gonna pray, we're gonna trust, and I'm gonna try to take it easy on it and see if it don't heal up. Just do 12 reps on that one. Not too bad, not too hard. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the prayers, yeah, no doubt. Like I say, it's not a huge thing to me, but it is an annoyance. I can't do everything I want to do. And like if I lift my arm, like right there, I feel it start to hurt. And I can go up. I can go up like that for the most part, no problem. It's just certain movements. Like even lifting the covers out of the bed. Like I'm under the covers, I go to lift them up like that. Sometimes that hurts. And I don't know, man, it may be something as simple as the way I sleep on it sometimes. I've been trying not to. You know, you try to figure out things. And that's why I wasn't working out last year. I took most of the year off to try to give it time to heal. And it just wasn't getting no better. So I go to the chiro, and they start working with me on my posture and all that good stuff. I'm going in there once or twice a week for about 4 months straight. And then went from him to a physical therapist. And she started having me do the same things he was doing. I'm like, we already know this ain't the problem. This ain't helping. And she wouldn't listen. So finally I just said, nah. So let me get with sports medicine and see what they say. And he said it's an impinged shoulder. That's what I was thinking. But it's just nothing I've been given has helped it yet. And they gave me some exercises to do. And that's kind of what I was showing with the band a little bit earlier. And I don't know if I'm not doing those, haven't done those enough or what, but I wasn't really seeing no great improvement with those either. And sometimes it's like that, you know, sometimes you get a pain, you get something that hurts, and just it takes so long to get it back to where it was. And I don't know why shoulders are like that, because I had tore my rotator cuff one time. And it took, I don't know, probably 6-7 months to get back to where I could do, I think I couldn't do bench presses, couldn't do chest press, stuff like that. I think I could do pull-ups and they didn't bother me. Whereas now it's kind of like flipped. It's like I can't do wide grip pull-ups, which is the way I'd usually do them, but I can do bench press. And so it's different, because last time it was on the back and this time it's on the front. But whatever it is, you know. I don't sweat it too much. Like I said, I just realized, I'm like, man, I stopped working out completely. Lost all my strength. I did lose weight. I lost weight between the last 2 years. Purposely. And put a little bit of it back on now. I gotta cut it back out. See, like even on the curls like that, when I start getting a little weak, start getting muscle failure, I feel it as I pull up that far. I get just a little bit of a pop right there. Devil Wears Prada used to be a Christian band. I don't know how many of them is Christian anymore, but I still like their music though. And it's funny because he's one of those ones I really hated the way that he screams. He like scream sings. I love his clean vocals though. But then the Zombie 2 CD came out. And that's like listening to a zombie movie to me. It is awesome. If you like a zombie movie. And then their latest release just deals with some heavy subjects. And it's one that I really love. They got a song called Cancer. And it's about, finding out somebody has, yeah, there you go. Find out somebody has committed suicide. And they're like hoping, they're like, please don't tell me, please tell me that it's cancer. Because he don't want to talk about it anymore. He don't want to have to explain anymore or hear the story anymore. And it's just powerful. I originally thought that it was kind of like dealing with mental health, which in a way, suicide is, we know that. But it's like, it kind of made me think about it is. It kind of made me think about my wife and her anxiety, because I'm like, a lot of times with our mental health struggles, people don't understand. It's like, but if you tell them you got cancer, oh, I'm so sorry for you. But if you tell them you got anxiety, oh, just think yourself out of it. You'll be fine. Or just pray about it. You'll be good. Or if you just had enough faith, right? If you just had enough faith, that anxiety wouldn't get. Even my mom says it. She's like, I just tell the devil no. I'm like, man, I'm sure my wife would like to tell the devil no, and be able to go outside and live freely like she wants to. And so I kind of thought that's where the song was first. But yeah, man, that CD, is it not real though? It's like got a lot of deep stuff that they wrestle with, and that's one thing I love about a lot of music like that too, is it's dealing with real issues. And again, there's a deeper purpose to what they're doing. It's not just about making music, it's telling stories, and it's telling real stories, and giving people, letting them know, number one, they aren't alone, or giving them hope, either one. And so, do you listen to Convictions? Because Convictions, they got a couple of them out there. The Convictions got a lot of them out there too that is like really powerful as well. From the PTSD, they got a song on their new CD that's dealing with miscarriage. And me and my wife, we've had 3. She's had 3. Let me say that. Early on in the marriage, that's why we don't have no kids now. But that song, man, it is just, it's heartbreaking. It's hard and heavy, but it is heartbreaking, man. I just really relate so much with it. So there, I don't get close to failure on that one. Like I ain't gonna stretch the old, too much. The shoulder too much on it. Yeah, what's this here playing? I know the song, I just can't think of who it is. This is, Wolves at the Gate, I believe. Yep. Evil Are the Kings. I love Wolves, man. Wolves at the Gate. That's another one of my favorites. And it's funny, I used to do, so for a while I tried VR and had my church on VR for a little bit, and made my little world on alt space. And I tried doing, when there was at the gate come out their latest CD, I tried doing the listening party on there one night, man. I had a ball. I didn't have many people show up, but I had a ball. Dancing as an avatar, right? It was cool, man. I miss the old VR days, but one thing about it and trying to do ministry is you realize, there's a limited, very limited, Evil Are the Kings are so good, yeah. There's a much limited crowd of people that can afford, headsets and all that good stuff for doing VR. And it was just something I was playing around with and seeing what was out there. I tell my church people a lot of times that I go fishing. And it's like I was doing this experiment in VR, seeing what was out there. I was going fishing. And so now here we go. There we go. How about some NF, man? So I got the rap thing going, got NFY. It's always been one of my favorites too. Why? So let's see here real quick. Yeah, I looked at all my scripture for tonight. Again, the whole thing, you know, lining up our desires, our wishes, our dreams with the Lord, seeking His will and all that. That's what we're really about, man. I don't want to do something that ain't His, right? It's a Nate's flow. I ain't listened to it in a while, so I won't sit here and sing it for you. NF2, we must be fans. Yeah, we must be, man, no doubt. I love some NF, man. And so that's kind of which I love some metal too. So I was sharing that earlier. It's like I got an NF. I had seen his first intro CD or his first intro song in the video, and I immediately, dude, I was like, whoa! I was like, this is straight good. Cause I get a little bit of rap stuff in too, but I was like, man, whoo, goodness. See who else is on, man. So, well, I think we're going. Yeah, it's fire. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, man. Old school. You know, I was sharing this earlier. I don't know if you know if you looked it up or not. Supposedly he's on the verge of coming out with something new because that one of the boxing matches or the MMA matches, whatever, he had an intro song. I listen to YouTube Music Premium, and really it just puts together the playlist for me. And it kind of works most of the time, because it'll play my whole mix, and you know. But you can find it on YouTube. There's some hype about it because the MMA fighter was coming out, and it's just been like 4 or 5 weeks ago now, was coming out and playing a song from NF. And one of those music people out there has tried to remove the crowd noise so that they could decipher what he was saying in the music. And it's a full new track. But it's a little hard to really get it. But the thing is, the hype is NF's coming out with some new music. And anytime that's happening, we get hype, right? And so that's it. Yeah, I've always liked some NF. I said, man, I grew up listening to rap and hard rock and Metallica and that kind of stuff, and so I'm kind of always leaned that way a little bit anyway. But I'm more metal now than I am rap, but there's still some people out there I like. Wage War. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good, man, because just here, I mean, you've been hearing me when I talk about my playlist. Devil Wears Prada playing, Wolves at the Gate, NF, Wage War, Fit for a King, Convictions. Yes, Waking Nightmare from Convictions. That's the song, dude. So I'm gonna read the lyrics just so you hear this, man, because this is just such a powerful song. It says, "Dear God, she's reaching out. A shattered, broken soul, overwhelmed with doubt. The room fell silent." I gotta pause it. The room fell silent when she hit the ground, searching for a sign of life beyond the ultrasound. She falls to her knees, begging to the Lord, please. She feels the weight of the loss, for a life that will never be, a memory, a broken dream. With every breath that she takes, she's praying out to conceive. The silence echoes in her mind, begging to turn back the hands of time. Her heart aches with each and every beat, longing for the chance to hold the child she'll never meet. I'm never gonna know what it's like to love you. I'll never get to feel your heartbeat. There's nothing in the world I wouldn't try to undo. You're being ripped away from me. Waking up without you is just not enough, because living on feels more and more like a waking nightmare. There's no sorry that'll soothe the burn. Careless apologies, insensitive words, consumed with guilt every passing day. These wounds are too deep, they'll never go away. I'll never forgive myself, she said. I failed as a mother, crying myself to sleep each night. I'm never going to know what it's like to love you. I'm never going to get to feel your heartbeat. There's nothing in the world I wouldn't try to undo. You're being ripped away from me. Waking up without you is just not enough, because living on feels more and more like a waking nightmare. She screams out, losing his life was like losing two. A part of me died, I'll never get over you, never. Time may heal, but this emptiness I will always feel. A mother's love will never fade. Forever the trauma remains, but I will learn to welcome the pain. Waking up without you is just not enough, because living on feels more and more like a waking nightmare. I'm never going to know what it's like to love you. I'll never get to feel your heartbeat. There's nothing in the world I wouldn't try to undo. You're being ripped away from me. Lord, help me see the light, the constant strain that cuts like a knife. I'm reaching out for a meaning. I'll see you again. I mean, dude, is that just not? And with their passion and the music too. I don't know if you listen to Convictions or not, but that is definitely one to check out. So powerful, man. It's so deep. And like I said, for those that have lost children like that, had miscarriages, that's the truth of it, especially for the mother, for the woman. And then you do have people that try to, you know, help you through it, whatever, and they apologize, all that good stuff, but it's still such a painful thing to go through. It's such a cool song, such passion in it, all that. So let me pull this up over here, get the bench back in its place. But man, I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight, and I hope the rest of your work goes on pretty well for you. I'm gonna pop some things in here. I don't know if you've been on the Discord or not. I'll pop that in there for you real quick, just in case anybody else wants to drop in, hop in, check us out if you hadn't already. And I'm gonna sign off, but I'm gonna raid over to Armor of Faith. She's a young lady that does artwork and all that. She does like needlepoint. It may not be your thing, but you're just gonna give her some love, say hey to her, whatever. And like I said, I appreciate you hanging out, Shep. I said, now I see your full name on here. For some reason, your full name does not show up on my Stream Elements, but it shows up in Twitch. It's weird. So now I see it's Shepherd. Okay, I got you. Sleepy Shepherd. Appreciate you hanging out with me. But, let's see if we can get her there, see if we can show her some love. Have a great rest of your day. All right, we going over there. We're going to say hey to her real quick. And if I don't see you again, you be blessed. Well, I will see you again. I know that. All right, let me get over here and say raid now. There we go. I think I got to go to her channel a bit to see it, don't I? I don't know. I don't do this often enough. And since I'm still streaming, I moved over. I don't know if it brought you or not. I don't know if it worked or not. I don't think my raid worked. Oh well. It should have. And be blessed, man. Be blessed. I'm going to go here and shut down. I don't know why my raid didn't work, man. Why didn't it work? Oh well. I ain't live no more. Nah, this will be done. I forget I gotta come over here and shut down the old YouTube. Y'all be blessed. Y'all take care. I forget y'all don't get to raid with us. Y'all take care. Check us out. I'll be back on Friday night. Be blessed.